Lucky. Okay, welcome back to One Piece Re-Review, Part 14B. This is covering pretty much the rest of the Skypiea arc. Yeah, second half of roughly 23 episodes. From episode 173 to 195. Now, I was looking at a document that was basically going to be notes, but it's not cooperating, so I had to look up on my phone. Okay, now the chapters this arc covers is chapters 137 to 302. Yeah, a 66 chapter arc adapted for 43 episodes. Yep, 43 episodes. Now, simple, the first portion of this arc is just, well, we have one last priest to deal with. Yeah, because the first three were eliminated in the first half of this arc. Orm, the swordsman, first he takes on Chopper, then Zoro shows up to save him, and Zoro beats him, also being distracted by the giant snake. Yeah, though they kind of reveal the snake has got history with the Shendoans. Yep. And of course, well, the priest is defeated, and well, the priest defeated, all that's left is just Enru himself. Now, we have Zoro, Robin, Wiper, and of course Nami's here along with Chopper. All these people, with the exception of Nami, all get taken out pretty easily by Enru. Yes, I get how Enru is able to take out Robin because her power just is her to check out her hand. Zoro's a bit surprising. Now, toward the end of the first half of this arc, Enru took out Sanji and Usopp. And these two are out for most of the arc, but for a long time. They actually don't come back until halfway through this half of the arc, where they finally wake up and they go and rescue Nami because they spot something, okay? Yes, I'll get to basically what they spot. Enru looks like he's about to kill Nami. He's like, I want to come with you. But let me bring the Waybrader. He's like, okay, fine. And where do they go? Well, they go to Enru's arc maximum, which looks like Noah's arc, with the exception of the fact it has oars. Where's Luffy in all this? Luffy is in the belly of a snake, which he thinks is a cave. I am not kidding about that. That's seriously what he believes. Yeah, and that's where Nami ended up with Isis, Gonfall, and Pierre. Yeah, they all ended up inside the snake for some reason. Yeah, because they got up. Luffy is like completely at random, like of how he ended up with the snake. The other ones actually show him swallowing them. And Luffy, while wandering around in there, he found the gold that they were basically looking for. Yeah, apparently the snake had it. Which I'm wondering, how the heck did the snake get the hands? How do you set up the gold and some of the buildings? Don't worry, the gold comes to play minorly toward the end of this arc. Yeah, and of course, Nami herself gets out along with Gonfall. But Luffy, being an idiot, basically, well, he does say Pierre and Isis. So those three get trapped inside the snake, but they do that a little bit later. And they go to the arc itself, I gotta admit, it looks really good in the animation. And they get on board. It looks nice, spacious. It looks like it's almost like a steampunk type ship. And it lifts off. Oh yeah, and also, it's revealed by Gonfall before he takes him out. Yeah, Gonfall's here. It's revealed that Enru killed all the servants. Yes, Enru killed all the smoking hot babes who were serving him. Yeah, for some reason, he said they killed them. Everybody there. For no reason. At all. Thank God we didn't show this massacre on screen. But yeah. The god shrine is pretty much in ruin, and then later on when he ascends, yeah, it goes up Giant Jack, which is simply a play on Jack and the Beanstalk, or Jack the Giant Killer. Yeah, so that myth story, which surprisingly is a European tale, and yet Oda put this in One Piece. Though the way they have it is that Giant Jack is connected to the Upper Yard, aka the Island of the Shendoans. Of course, during this, we also have a brief flashback. Yes, we have a 3-part flashback. in case you're wondering, is there any arc inside this one that actually has more than one episode dedicated to flashback? Yes, there is. The only arcs I can think of that actually dealt with a long flashback, where it's more than just a couple episodes that I can think of. Let's see. Let's see. For this first half of the series, I'd say probably the next one's probably in Thriller Bark. Well, there is one for Edoros Lobby. Basically, it's one of the backstories of the new crew member shows up in Water 7 and Nico Robin. But I'd say a really long one. I'd say the longest one in the dub shown so far is the one in Fishman Island. That takes up 10 episodes. And I'm sure that when the one arc gets to discussing Odin's backstory, when they show him in the flashback, yeah, it's probably going to take up quite the same amount of episodes. Because in the manga, this was 10 chapters. Yes. So, we finally see Nolan in the flesh. He just basically is, he's an adventurer and he's also a botanist. Yep, he studies plants, but he's also good at curing disease. Well, he helped curing disease. So he's out at sea, and of course he's known for his tall tales. So he's out at sea, also he hears some ringing. A bell during a thunderstorm, believe it or not. Yep, and thanks to some coordinates he just came out of the blue, they find the island really easily. They land, not much of a problem here. They do some exploring. We see the sacrificial altar, the same one seen in present day. Yeah, the same exact one. And about to sacrifice a beautiful woman on it, who turns out to be later on the daughter of what went with the Shandorian warriors, because they have this green curse. It's like, oh, the only piece of gods is sacrifice the people, and no one's like, yeah, your reasoning is complete bullcrap. This is a disease, and there's a cure. It's called tree fever. So he goes out, finds the thing he's looking for, and he does get trapped thanks to the island moving for some reason. Also, the warrior himself, now his crew, are taken hostage because he dares stop a sacrifice. Yep. So they were able to. He finds him, but the ground shakes. Carter, the warrior, the chief warrior who's on the island, he's not the chief of the tribe. He's more like the general. He, of course, really wants to see Nolan die because he thinks he's disrespecting their beliefs. And then he decided to save him from being killed by a snake. But he's, oh yeah, killed their god. Their god is a giant snake. Okay. And he says, oh yeah, I got the cure right here on the ground. And they get him out, and they get the cure, and get through no problem. It's also shown, we see also some hacking. Yes. While everybody's all celebrating. Yeah, and it's later revealed that they actually cut down a bunch of trees. Trees that the Shandoans are actually very unhappy with. And here's the thing. They won't tell them why they're unhappy. Which, really? Like, you don't bother to ask? Oh yeah, and basically Moose, that's the name of the chief warrior's daughter, she asked the chief doctor, why did they do this? It turns out those trees were already dead, and they were the cause of the tree fever. Pretty much Nolan saved the island. And they also, before all this is going on, they show up the city of gold. It really looks like it's gold, like where it's like basically ruins. We see the giant belfry. We see a poneglyph. Oh yeah, and here's the thing. They have no idea what the thing says. Good thing Robin can read it. I'll get to that. So, he leaves. He will return after he basically kind of reconciled when he was leaving. He goes, and of course, Nolan reports back to his king. Now, the thing is, he's from the North Sea, basically, it's the other side of the world, and it takes him a while. And then, basically, after 5 years, he decided to return to the island. The king had mentioned, but the king said, I'm bringing my troops with me. Also, when they told him about the city of gold, apparently the king is very greedy. Yes. So, when they get there, no gold. Also, apparently the king is so stupid that he doesn't notice that this house has been sliced in half. Yeah, it's explained what caused this. It's a knock-up stream. Why the heck knock-up stream decided that it's basically it's not a part of an island? That has never been explained. And then this happened a year prior to Nolan's return. You're like, wait, everybody okay? And then we see the god at this time, 400 years in the past, says, I hereby claim this land in my name, and this should be known as the Upper Yard. Yep. And we also see Giant Jack there. Yeah, how Giant Jack gets on this island is never explained. It just somehow fits. Like, somehow it managed to fit with Giant Jack. Where the heck Giant Jack came from has never explained in the series. Though they do get rid of the Giant Jack. But they have a reason for it. And we come back to present day. Oh yeah, and also, Enru is trying, and pretty much Enru successfully, he's trying to destroy Angel Island. And he does. And Gonfall is actually upset about this just as much as killing off the servants. Oh yeah, Enru basically, she was like, I have no need for God's Shrine, so he basically destroys whatever was left up there. And also, apparently, the cloud cover they have that they're on is pretty much like just above the actual ruins, which Robin herself already explored. Yep. And as for Luffy, well, he goes to the point, he goes where Nami is, and of course, he fights Enru. Though Enru decided to trap part of his arm in gold. Yeah, he had some gold lying around the ship. Sanji and Usopp decided to sneak aboard the ship to rescue Nami after Luffy was knocked off. Luffy doesn't know that Nami's been rescued already, so he goes and runs up Giant Jack to go rescue Nami. Like, he takes Isis with him. Though, they were able to basically come together and, well, they get up to where God's Shrine is. They get up there, of course, Enru keeps knocking him down. Eventually, they come with the ingenious to get on board the ship. And of course, Enru finds the bell. Apparently, it was kept on a cloud. Yeah, and there's something else I explained here, which ties to something that is never explained until the current arc of the series. Yep. So, they find the bell. Enru sees it. He's like, and apparently, it's covered with moss, just like the actual city itself. Even the poneglyph is covered in moss. Enru probably doesn't see the poneglyph. He just sees, oh, we got this cool looking bell. And then Luffy basically, and of course now becomes the genius idea to have Luffy beat up Enru, knocking down Giant Jack. First you have Zoro who slices a bit of it, though he gets shocked for his trouble, and then Usopp's like, okay, my turn. Shooting Star, Rubber of Doom. That works for a bit. And then Wiper, yes, Wiper gets up. He wakes up after being shocked by hit by frickin' lightning, and he uses a rejectile, and he pretty much blows a big humongous hole in Giant Jack and cause it to collapse. Just so that Nami can have Luffy go. Of course, Nami lands gently on the cloud. And then, of course, Luffy gets knocked off after fighting Enru. Though he's able to, well, destroy this big, humongous Ragnarok planet thing. Like, the first one destroys the island. Second one basically was going to destroy the whole area. So Luffy uses Gum Gum Golden Fireworks, which eviscerates thing. And then he basically launches the Golden Rifle at Enru, which destroys the gold and has Enru hit the frickin' bell. And then we see Cricket down below on the Blue Sea. He hears the bell, is like, awesome! My ancestor was not a liar. He actually was telling the truth about the Golden Bell and the Golden City. So it's really this guy. And the bell itself falls, along with Luffy. And of course, Nami, of course, arrives back. No problem at all. And pretty much everything is all done. Of course, Enru himself does fall below the clouds. Somehow surviving. Yep. And then he's able to bring control of the ship despite the fact it crashes the White Sea. And then he ends up on the Blue Sea, well above it, just below the clouds, and he flies to his new paradise. Where does he fly to? The moon. And he says, I will return. No, you won't. This is a lie. Because after this arc, as far as I know, he's never returned since then. Yep. He has gone to the moon. And there's actually a cover story that covers his time on the moon. And that's it for him. That's Last Save Enru. He never appears again. And of course, celebrating. And of course, Luffy tells Nami after 4 days of celebrating, hey, we're going to run away stealing the gold. And Nami's like, gold? And of course, her eyes turn to basically Zipple's berry. And apparently the gold, and basically you have Luffy, Nami, Sanji, and Chopper, got all the gold. Robin, of course, walks, and of course they actually find the bell. They bring up out the part of the giant jack, and they see it looks great, but part of the support is falling off. And then of course they see the pond and goes like, "What does it say?" And Robin translates it for them. And then we see like there's some writing like Gold Roger was here. Yes, Gold Roger, the Pirate King. Gonfall admits he actually met him over 20 years ago. Like, wow, that's cool. And in case you're wondering, is there a story that actually explains how the heck that Goldie Roger got here? Yes. This is something that Oda sat on for years. This was never explained until the current arc of the series, where Oda went up here, where Gold Roger up here with Odin and a bunch of other people. Yeah, somehow he used to get his giant ship up a knock-up stream up to Skypiea. No problem. See the Golden Bell. Somehow he's able to find it despite the fact Gonfall never. According to Gonfall, he never saw it before. And I'm glad Oda basically kept it where, yeah, Gonfall never saw it before. He never expected it was up here. How the heck that the bell got where it was, to this day, Oda has never explained it. It's one of those many things related to Skypiea that's never explained, along with Giant Jack. And after all of the Straw Hats leave, of course, the Skypeans want to give a piece of the bell. Of course, they get the cannon. Everybody runs away, and of course, they got the Going Merry. And they had the Cloud's End. Gonfall takes the vision of God again, which he currently still does, and the Shandoans and the Skypeans move into the ruined city of Shandoa, which, as far as I can tell from cover stories, they do in fact rebuild and becomes a bustling city, which is good for them. As in the case of Straw Hats, they go off to Cloud's End. Yes. Also, in case you wonder about Heaven's Gate, which see at the start of this arc, yeah, it gets wrecked by Enru. And Amazon is seen with the Skypeans, though she's seen a little bit later while everybody's celebrating, which that was really cool. Of course, Ice does read out with Loki. Of course, she later gets herself a haircut, though she tells her she grows up longer because, well, warriors no longer needed. And here's the thing about Loki. She has no on-screen encounter with the Straw Hats. It's strange, though. Out of all of the Shandoans, the only ones who have encounter with the Straw Hats are their chief, Wiper, and Isis. And I would have thought Loki would have interacted a lot more with the Straw Hats, but she interacts with none of the Straw Hats, so which I thought that was strange. Maybe Robin, but nope, she interacts with nobody. Which I think is even to follow the anime, basically, not fixing this. Like, it would have been nice because she's voiced by the same actors who would later on voice my favorite female character series, Boa Hancock. And there's no interaction at all. And that is just so weird. And of course you have Conus. Of course her father actually survives, despite apparently being killed during this arc. But yeah, he survives. Apparently fell in the White Sea, though he's found by the Skypeans. Yeah. And of course everyone's like, I never thought you were dead. He goes, I'm fine. Yep. They're in the Cloud's End. They go off and of course they come down. Looking up there, hold up by an octopus, who basically they go down, and of course they end up shrinking while going down. Of course, Luffy was jumping on top of it, and they end up landing in the water near an island. Where do they end up? A frickin' marine base. Yep, and this of course is later continued in the G8 arc, which is a really good filler story, by the way, which I will get to that in part 15. The Skypiea arc, I do agree. This arc is just, well, for a lot of people, this is a fan favorite arc. It's not one of my top favorite arcs of the series per se. I haven't really gone back and listed all my favorite arcs of the series, but this arc is fantastic. Enru is a great villain, and I think his voice actor had a lot of fun voicing the character. I thought it was quite strange that we have Todd Eppercorn voicing another character in the series after he already voiced Korza in the Alabasta arc. Here he voices one of the Divine Warriors for like one scene. I'm like, really? Why the heck would Eppercorn come back to voice a minor character? Though he did the same thing in My Hero Academia, apparently. Though I've never heard any confirmation about it. That there was this pink-haired kid appeared in the last couple episodes of the most recent season of the series that I think that it was Peppercorn by his voice. I don't know. I've never had confirmation about that. But all in all, Skypiea is a fantastic arc, and I do recommend it for people fans of One Piece. Yes, I do know about the abridged retelling of the arc, episode of Skypiea, which does add like one small thing to it as a singer who was not actually in the original story. And no, I've not watched it. Yeah, but it's quite strange though how they basically abridged 43 episodes into roughly like a 2-hour special. Yeah, I will probably watch in the future, but probably not right now. Okay, so that's it for this particular review. My next review will be a comic corner. Yes, discussing two trades from Jonathan Hickman. Yep, we'll do this next video. Bye.